Hello everyone, my name is Cynthia Henry and I'm the librarian for the College of Human Sciences. Today we're going to learn how to use Mendeley. You can see from my screen that we're looking at Mendeley Desktop. Mendeley is a tool that allows you to organize your citations and put them in your papers as you are citing them and writing the paper. It'll control your bibliography and your citations. As we get started here, you'll learn how to do all those steps. So we're also going to learn how to not only use the desktop, but the online library. And that allows you to sync across both platforms so that if you ever have something go amiss with your laptop or your desktop, you get a virus, you get your laptop stolen, you'll have all your research stored in the cloud so that you can immediately keep doing your research and not have to rebuild all your citations. So I'm just going to open my browser. I'm going to get to Mendeley. I'm going to type in Mendeley here. It will bring me to this download Mendeley Desktop. So this is the page where you can download the desktop app for Windows or Apple or Linux. You can also create an account if you've never done anything work with Mendeley. I encourage you to do so. This will set up your online library account, and if you get them synced, which is really easy to do, it will store all of your citations in the cloud, as we were saying. So if you've never done it, you would create an account. If you've already created an account like I have, I would sign in, but I already have my account here. One other thing that I want to mention before we move away from this page is that after you have the desktop app ready for each whatever system, you may want to get down here and use the Web Importer. I know some people really like this Web Importer. It's not my favorite tool, but I'm going to demonstrate it for you today. You can see the citation plugin, but I think this other way is a better way to plug this in, because this is actually building in a tool that marries it in Word, which I think the plugin from the tool itself is better. And I'll explain that right now. So if you get into your desktop, once everything is set up, you can come up here to Tools, and then you will look for this. It should say Install MS Word plugin on yours. Mine is already installed, that's why it says uninstall. And so if you click on that, it will put a tool in your Word. Make sure your Word or any other Office product is closed when you try to do this, or else it'll ask you to close that. So one of the nice things about Mendeley is that you can drag and drop things here. So if I found a PDF and I just stored it in a folder, and so maybe you're just beginning with Mendeley, you have all of your PDFs in a folder, you just want to pull that in, you can pull that whole folder in. You can add the folder, you can add the PDF. And I think I'll just grab one because I have one that I can drag and drop from the desktop. So let me just find that real quick. Here it is. So I'm just going to drag it over to Mendeley. Mendeley will be open again. I'm going to put it right here in the center, and it will put it at the top. So I really like that. It's really easy to do. It automatically pulls all the information from the PDF if the PDF is a smart PDF, which means we started embedding the metadata for like the title and the authors in the PDF's metadata area, and so then it can pull the volume, the year, all of that. Now that only started probably about 2010, and it's kind of hit or miss in that year or just a little bit after, but anything after 2015 for sure should be like this. Anything before that will definitely not have that. You would have to hand put it in if you found an old copy of a PDF that was created like in 2003. So just be aware of that as you're pulling things in. You may have to add or subtract, and it's easy to do. Let's say I wanted to edit something over here. I would just come over here and type it in, and it would save it. So I think you would be fine there if you needed to edit anything. So that's how you get PDFs into there. And again, you can add a whole folder. I don't have a folder, or else I'd show you that. But let's go ahead and get into Word and learn some of the tools there. Because once we get our citations in here, then we want to use them in our research. So I'm going to open the Word. I'm just going to grab a new document here. Now, I was just going to be writing a paper, and then I need to write in a citation. How would I go about doing that? I'm going to click under References, and you're going to see there's a whole section here that's ready for Mendeley. So now I'm going to insert a citation, and I'm just going to look for one that I have. I'm going to try Alex, I think. Let's see. Yeah, I'll use this one, and I'll say OK. And then we all know that in APA 7th, I need to add a page number here. So I'm going to click on this, and it is going to let me open it. Then I'm going to click on it over here in the window, and then I can add in the page number that I needed. And I didn't look at the citation, so I'm just going to grab page 35 and say OK. And then it's going to add the page number for me, as it should. Let's say I wrote this whole paper and I needed to submit it to a journal now, and I wrote it and it was in APA 7th first, but now they need it in, let's say I've decided to put it in Chicago. I'm going to click on Chicago, the 17th edition, and it will not change anything because, oh, it did take the P out, so it did change it just a little bit. Let's see if we can find one that is a little bit bigger. This science one will probably be a lot different. Oh yeah, so there you go. So it's easy to change it, and you can always add different styles. In fact, when I started using, APA 7th is quite new. Just came out like in, well, I guess it's about a year old now. It came out last Christmas. And but I needed to add more styles. So I just clicked on the more styles, and it lets me pick whichever one, and I can type to find the right one that I need. I found this one and added it. Or get more styles. You can search for it here. And now some people want to type it as APA, but you really need to know that that is American, First American Psychological Association. So you could just find it by looking through the American Psychological. Oh, I cannot spell psychological. Logical, there we go, and then that came up. So then you would just pick the one that you wanted. I just need a basic, and it's already installed, as you can see. Let's say add some more citations. Let's do this one, and then this one. So we say OK. So it's put those both in there. The Lakotas one here, and the Paul one here. And you can add more here if you needed to. We could edit the citation and know that we needed to, for the Lakotas, put in page 17 if needed, and Paul, we need to change that one to Paul. Well, 20 or 30 is fine. Okay. So then that's as such. There we go. So now let's say we're done with our whole paper. How we get our bibliography at the end? We're going to write our whole paper. Then we're going to say Insert Bibliography. It's inserted it again as APA 5th, but we want to use the most up-to-date version. We're going to change to APA 7th, and then everything is automatically updated up here at the top and down here. And then we're ready to turn this paper in. So you can save it and turn it in, upload it to your professor, do whatever you need to do. And then a few other things that we might cover in here is how to read one of these PDFs. You can see it over here to the side. You see the PDF is located there. But if you just double click it, it will open it, and you can read and highlight the text, or you can make a little note and say, look at this. and say, okay, I've made a little note there. Then I can just go back to my main library here, and I'm back in the center. Let's see if we can, over here, you may want to just double check to see if your icons are all okay. If you have a lookup here, it just double checks to make sure that it's really found it, and it did find it, and that is accurate, so everything is good there. So I think you're good. Okay, so the only other thing that I think we would really want to discuss now is how to search with the Web Importer. So I just opened my browser in Chrome, and you can see that I have the Web Importer sitting up in my Chrome. There's the icon for the Mendeley Web Importer, as you can see as I hover over it, what it names itself. So I'm just going to get into Google Scholar so that we can and we'll do retail management. Now these are books, so let's go ahead and scoot down just a bit. So now, if I did not have my full text at TTU Lib turned down through Google Scholar, if I just clicked on this, it would put me on a website. I mean, this one happens to be full text, probably because I'm on campus and because I have the Google Scholar. But I could also click on this, and now it should grab this PDF and put it in my library, even if we have the full text. So it's going to open this, and I'm looking at this one. That's the one. And so, oh, it didn't find the PDF. Let's see if we can find the PDF. Oh, here's one that is finding the PDF. That's all we really need to show this example. I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to add it to my library. And then the little one was there. Did y'all see it? Let's do one more so you can see it. I'm going to add it. And here's the one. And it's doing that real quick. Once it gets done with it, you can see it syncing. It will remove the one. Then I can view in my library. It's going to take me to the web version. And then we can find those in the recently added. And so here they are at the top here. And I can also make sure that I have synced this across, and it should be in my Mendeley as well. Let's see if they've shown up there yet. We'll sync it across and make sure it's come across and it's thinking about it. And I can also look at my, and there they are. And so as quickly as that, you can get materials into your library on your desktop or in the online application. And you can see here, this is the folder that Dr. Jai has set up. And you can see all of mine are not downloaded. I think I only have one downloaded here. Oh, maybe not even that. I can just quickly click on that download and it will find it, and then I can use it. And then when I go back to my library, it sees the Adobe because it was in the group. And I just had to download it from the group. Okay, so that is how to use Mendeley, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Again, my name is Cynthia Henry, and where you found this video, you can also find my email, which is simply cynthia.henry@ttu.edu. Thank you.